You ever meet someone who doesn't just admire you, but wants to replace you? It started with my hairstyle. It ended with attempted murder. My name is Vanessa, and before everything fell apart, I believed I had the most harmless friend in the world, Evelyn. We met at a fashion workshop in Yoba. She was quiet, shy, the type of girl who apologized even when she sneezed. We exchanged numbers, followed each other on Instagram, and from that moment, something shifted. At first, it felt flattering. I'd post a picture wearing a brown curly wig. The next day, she posted one too. I dyed my hair ginger, she dyed hers the same shade, same pattern, same curls. I joked once, Evelyn, you won't turn my twin. She laughed, a little too hard. I just like your style, no? You inspire me. But it didn't stop at hair. One day at work, a colleague showed me a TikTok. Isn't this you? It wasn't me. It was Evelyn, wearing the same jacket I wore in my last video, saying my caption word for word, including the laugh I used to cover awkward poses. That laugh is not even cute. It's my nervous laugh. Hearing her imitate it sent a cold wave through my spine. The tipping point came one Sunday after church. A lady walked up to us and said, smiling warmly, "Oh, you two are twins. So cute." Before I could correct her, Evelyn grabbed my arm and said, "Yes. I'm the younger one." I froze. Younger what? But she squeezed my arm like she was telling me to play along. Everyone laughed. I forced a smile. But deep down, something was wrong. Very, very wrong. Evelyn slowly slipped into every corner of my life. She changed her perfume to my signature vanilla scent, the one people recognized me by. She bought the same bag I posted on my story. She styled her braids like mine. She wore the same lipstick shade I wore on my birthday. But soon, she crossed into darker territory. One evening, I walked into a cafe to meet up with an old schoolmate, Tony. He looked confused the second he saw me. "Wait, didn't I just see you this afternoon at the mall?" "I wasn't at the mall," I said. Tony frowned. "Are you sure? You literally walked past me. You even waved and called me T-baby like you used to." My stomach dropped. Only I called him that. And I certainly wasn't at the mall. Evelyn was. I confirmed it when I checked her story. She had posted the exact outfit I wore last week. At the same mall. With my hairstyle. My tote bag. My sunglasses. She was moving like my shadow trying to come alive. So I confronted her. In her apartment, everything was arranged like mine, same bedsheet color, same posters, same makeup brands. A small framed picture of me was on her table. Not both of us. Just me. When I asked her why she kept copying me, she smiled sweetly and said, "You have the perfect life, Vanessa. I just want to feel what it's like, even for a moment." But that moment turned into months. And those months turned into a nightmare. It happened on a Friday night. My friends planned a small hangout at a rooftop lounge in Victoria Island. I invited Evelyn because excluding her would cause more trouble later. When she arrived, my heart almost stopped. She was dressed exactly like me. Same black corset top. Same ripped jeans. Same silver necklace with a tiny heart pendant. Even the same hairstyle, same edges, same curls, everything. My friends looked between us, confused. Some thought it was a joke. But Evelyn held my arm tightly and said, "Told you we're basically the same person." She didn't blink. Not once. Throughout the night, she followed me everywhere, to the restroom, to the bar, even to the photo corner. At some point, she whispered, "People like you don't appreciate life. You waste it. You complain too much. If I had your life, I'd be perfect." My skin crawled. Around midnight, as we walked outside to get fresh air, she stood behind me near the railing overlooking the road. She said softly, almost peacefully, "You don't deserve this life." Before I could turn, she pushed me. I felt air. Cold. Fast. Rushing. A scream left my throat. But I didn't hit the road. Someone grabbed me, a stranger who had just stepped out of his car. Evelyn screamed, "Oh my God." Vanessa fell. "Somebody help." She pretended to panic. She pretended to care. She pretended to be the victim. But the stranger who caught me pointed at her and said, "No." She pushed her. My dashcam recorded everything. Her face drained white. Finally, the mask cracked. Police came. Statements were taken. The dashcam footage showed everything clearly: the shove, her expression, her fake scream. Evelyn was arrested. But the nightmare didn't end instantly. While the officers led her to the car, she kept shouting, "I was supposed to obey you. You took my place. You took what should have been mine." People stared. My friends held me. But inside, I felt hollow. In the following weeks, I deleted my photos online, removed personal details, restricted my Instagram, got a therapist. I changed my perfume, my hairstyle, my environment. Because I finally understood something. Some people don't just envy your life. They believe your life belongs to them. And if you're not careful, they'll try to take it. For weeks after the incident, I tried to rebuild my life, piece by trembling piece. But the trauma didn't leave quickly. Every time a stranger walked too close behind me, my body stiffened. Every time I opened social media, my heart raced. Every reflection reminded me of her, that girl who wanted to wear my life like a costume. Evelyn was facing charges for attempted manslaughter. Even though the evidence was overwhelming, the case still dragged on. Nigeria's court system can be slow like that. The day of the first hearing, the courtroom smelled of old wood, dust, and tension. Reporters weren't there, but the atmosphere felt heavy enough to suffocate. When they brought Evelyn in, she looked different. Her hair was chopped short. No makeup. No smile. No imitation. Just empty eyes. Her lawyer tried to paint the push as an accident, an emotional outburst, a moment of weakness. But the judge asked her directly, "Miss Evelyn, why did you push her?" The room went silent. I held my breath, expecting the usual lies, the usual performance. Instead, she did something unexpected. She stood up slowly, her voice shaky but clear. "Because I thought if she died, I could finally stop feeling invisible." Murmurs erupted across the courtroom. She continued. "When I met Vanessa, she was everything I'd never been. Confident. Loved. Creative. People noticed her. People listened to her. I started copying her to feel close to her. Then I started copying her to become her. But the more I tried, the more the world still ignored me." She turned toward me, tears pooling in her eyes. "I didn't push you because I hated you. I pushed you because I hated myself." A sharp pain shot through my chest. Her words were twisted. Disturbing. But painfully honest. Her lawyer panicked, whispering for her to stop. But she kept talking. "All my life, I felt like a shadow. When I met Vanessa, I saw sunlight for the first time. I wanted to step into it. I thought, maybe there wasn't enough space for both of us." She broke down crying. Loud, uncontrolled, exhausting sobs. The judge called for order, but the emotional damage was done. Everyone felt it, the tragedy of a girl who lost herself inside someone else. After the hearing, I sat outside the courthouse, shaking. Not because of fear this time, but because I finally understood something haunting. Some obsessions don't start with hatred. They start with deep, aching loneliness. Evelyn wasn't a monster from the beginning. But she allowed envy to rot her soul until she lost all control. And now, she was paying the price. Weeks later, the court reconvened for sentencing. The judge was firm. Evelyn would receive a reduced sentence because she confessed and showed remorse, but she would still serve time. Before they took her away, her lawyer made a request. "Your Honor, My client wishes to speak privately to the victim, with your supervision. I hesitated. My heart pounded. But the judge approved it, and I agreed. We were escorted to a small room with a glass divider, the visiting area typically used in prisons. Evelyn sat on the other side. Her hands shook. But her eyes were finally clear. She picked up the small phone receiver. I picked up mine. For a moment, neither of us spoke. Then she whispered, "I'm sorry." Not the dramatic sorry she cried in court. Not the manipulative sorry she used before. This one sounded real. Exhausted. Like someone finally waking up after a long nightmare. "I know you'll never forgive me," she said. "And you shouldn't. But please, don't live your life in fear because of me. Don't change your hair. Don't hide who you are. Don't let me steal more than I already did." My throat tightened. Because that's exactly what I'd been doing, hiding. Shrinking. Erasing myself out of fear of being seen, recognized, copied, harmed. "You have a life worth living," she continued. "That's why I wanted it. But it was never supposed to be mine. I see that now." A tear rolled down her cheek. "Please, take your life back. That's the only way I can pay for what I did." I didn't know what to say. Forgiveness wasn't ready inside me, maybe it never would be. But I could acknowledge the truth in her words. Before the guards pulled her away, she pressed her palm to the glass. I hesitated. Then gently placed my hand over hers. Not out of friendship. Not out of pity. But out of closure. A goodbye. Healing didn't happen overnight. But slowly, I reclaimed myself. I wore my old hairstyles again. I reopened my social media. I started taking pictures, laughing, living. Not for anyone else. Not to be admired. But because I finally understood. My life is mine, fragile, precious, unrepeatable. And no one can take it from me unless I let them. Evelyn took years from me emotionally, but she didn't win. I survived. I rebuilt. I rose. And now? I tell my story to remind others. Protect your identity. Protect your peace. Protect your life, because people may admire you, or they may want to replace you. Stay vigilant. Stay self-aware. Stay you. If you enjoyed this story, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more thrilling and emotional stories like this. Don't forget to like, share, and drop a comment. Your support keeps these stories coming.